Jeez. She won't stop rubbing my leg. And he's interrupting the shot. Say hi. So it has been a very long time since I have done a Q&A, and I wanted to kind of get on the same page as everyone, just do something fun and answer questions. Long time since I've done it. A lot's happened since then, and let's read what you guys all asked on the community tab here on YouTube and on my Instagram. Let's start with YouTube though. Alright, question 1. I have been asked, what is my favorite Omnitrix AU? I'm not gonna lie, I don't know if it's the artwork or just it's gotta be the story. But when you like something, you like it. And sometimes there's a subconscious feeling behind it, but I gotta say Omnitrix Ben. I'm a fan of Ben having the Omnitrix, and the fact that Ben is what Ultimate Ben should have been in Ultimate Alien, it works perfectly. And then I've also been asked, what's my personal thoughts on AU Omnitrixies? I think they're amazing. I don't have one myself. I have the one video that I recently put up of my teal and white Omnitrix, but I don't think that quite counts as one because there's no special kick to it. There's nothing that makes it stand out too much from a normal Omnitrix. If anything, it's closer to a 5YL Omnitrix, but for actual AU Omnitrixies, I think it spices things up. I think it's refreshing, and people are having so much fun with them, and I'm always looking at the artwork for just that fandom, that branch of the fandom, and I'm like, oh, that's really cool. I would love to find out more about that. I just need the artist to... It seems like every time there's more information, an artist wants there to be visuals with it. So like all good things, you just have to wait for the art to follow. So next up on questions is, if there will be any, when is the next time I will upload SpiderMan content? So SpiderMan content has taken a little bit of a backside on the channel unintentionally. I've been very Ben 10 driven, love it. Doesn't mean I don't do anything with Spider-Man still. I still interact with that character, just more in personal life. But I definitely have been working on Spider-Man stuff in the background, just haven't really uploaded anything yet. I do have one video that's close to being finished, and I script wrote a second video that I thought, oh, I think this would be really cool to make. I just don't know if it's ready to be made, or if that's something for later down the road or to scrap. But I do want to get back into Ben 10 and Spider-Man content where they're both on the channel, hence why I'm OmniSpider and why my kind of online persona is the mixture of the two characters. But until then, you guys just gotta let me cook. Spider-Man will be back. Just gotta wait a little bit. Alright, next question. Will there be any other people besides me in the live action Ben 10 series? Well, I would love to. I want more people. Of course, I don't have all the people that I used to have from back in the day, just because between wildfires in my area, some people had to move away because of them, or just we graduated school, so some people went to college, some people decided I actually don't want to live in this area anymore, I'm gonna move somewhere else. So I would love to have more people. Maybe I could even get some people who are watching to be in front of green screens, and maybe we could get a role for them in the series. And I do have some characters in mind that I'm like, I'm going to try and find a way to use them for specific roles. And I have like an OC that I'm like, I really want this character in, but I don't have plans for them in this season because I came up with them after I wrote this season. So I would love there to be more live action people, but for now, until I can get more people in my personal life that are willing to be on camera with me, or talk to some people who could be watching now and be like, you got a green screen? You want to be in the series? All right, I got these roles. Which one do you want? So, yeah. Who is my inspiration, and do I have any role models for YouTube? Well, yeah, I do actually. So, for role models, I've got quite a few. I grew up watching YouTube. I was there at the start. Originally, what got me into wanting to make videos was Fred. I always thought he was funny when I was little, so that got me and a friend in front of a camera and started doing impressions of Fred with our voices, and that led down a rabbit hole. So he inspired me to get in front of a camera, and then eventually, once more people started getting more nerdy on YouTube, I started getting nerdy with them. I was like, I love this stuff too. And eventually it grew, and I started connecting more with people like Casey Neistat. He helps me with like motivation of, you got to get that drive to get out there, get the shot that you want. You have a vision, get it. Sometimes I can't always get the shot that I think of. I'm getting better at it, but I have him in my head tell me, go get it, get your shot, make it how you see it or how you need it to be, or if it works out better a different way, it was meant to be. And then with nerdy stuff like SpiderMan, I would say Joey Lever. He got me into wanting to make Spider-Man fan films or content like that once I saw his Lost Cause film. And I thought, oh my god, he brought Spider-Man to life with a cosplay. My turn, I can do that too. Then I would say with Ben 10 content, I forget the kid's name, but he was a kid at the time, definitely not now, but his content's off YouTube as far as I know, where he did a live action Ben 10 series where 3D models weren't quite a thing yet, at least in the film community, and it was just pictures, just like how I started, but he was actually able to get some of them from the show to move, and they were just ripped straight out of episodes, but he made Ben 10 come to life in his own stories, and I was amazed by it. So, and he did his own unique stories, or some based off of episodes. I loved it. And eventually, when the reboot came, I thought of him, and I was like, alright, I want my own Ben 10. I can't follow the story of the reboot anymore. That's not for me. Let me make my own. It's my turn to make my own story. And I would say, in general, for inspiration or role model, or more inspiration, I would say myself and my family, really. Because with myself, I've always told myself how I see a world that's better than the one that we all are stuck living in. Let's make an escape to go there. So yes, there are problems in the worlds that I create online, but there's always easy solutions, and it's fun, it's nice. And then with my family, they're really supportive. My kid will see me in a video and be like, that's dad, and amazed with how like I'm able to bring the characters to life. And I'm like, how can I make it more spectacular? How can I get more of that? And of course, I get like the amazing dad stuff in person, but when she sees that I can actually do movie magic, I'm like, not only do I know it pays off, but it warms my heart seeing her reaction. And then my wife, not only does she feed into it, like she's the one that got me my roll-up green screen, but she also tells me like how far I've come and critiques me, and then she plays into it, even though at times I am obsessive over what I do. But she's always go, or take a step back from that, see it from a different angle. Can you do it this way? Can you do it that way? And she's been the biggest person in my life to accept this part of my life and actually see eye to eye with it. And I am thankful to have someone like that. Moving on to Instagram, we're going to kick things off with what is my most recent favorite video I've released this year. So I haven't done too many videos this year so far. As of recording this, we're 6 months into this month. I think tomorrow actually marks month 7. But I've mainly been focusing on shorts and Ben 10 episodes. But that doesn't mean I don't have a favorite. I've actually come to like the one I recently uploaded, and that's Fame. Before I was like, I've got my own criticisms about that video, but seeing everyone's reactions to it actually has helped me start to like it more. Because uploading it, I was like, I could have done better with some things. It's really tough, especially green screen with my teal outfit. It ended up making some shots look a little shoddy, and it wasn't that great, but everything else in that video I did like. And then seeing everyone's reaction, I was like, that's something that I'm actually able to appreciate with both myself and this community. So it's really helped me like it, and I haven't had that reaction in a long time. Lately, I have been putting out stuff that I'm more comfortable with and I've enjoyed, and that's the main goal. You like something, put it out. This time I was 50-50 on it, and I was actually persuaded on outside opinion to enjoy more of what I had made. So it was more of a touchy feeling for me, and that's why I like it. So this next one's actually a pretty big one. Are you planning on professional career as an artist or a filmmaker? Honestly, that was my childhood right there, that once I picked up a camera and was goofing around with my friends and eventually started this channel and started goofing around in costumes, this is what I wanted to do the rest of my life. Of course, there are moments that kind of took me away from that, and not by my choice, but just certain things led to others, and I ended up having kind of filmmaking more as passion projects and more of what I do in my fun time. Of course, I would still love for this right here to be my main job. If I could provide for my family through my filmmaking, I absolutely would. I'd have an office, a team, so that way it'd be a lot easier to get these videos out, so that way it's a constant flow of content and just more of a business standpoint. But of course, when you bring business into something like this, you still have to make sure you're having fun with it, or else you lose yourself. And for a while there, I thought I was going to get myself into that, but I brought myself out and I'm having fun again. Someone's up from their nap. Yes, if I could do this as full-time and instead of in spare time, I would. I would love to make this my main job. Girl, I'm trying to record something. Alright, what inspired me to cosplay and which is my favorite one? So, a YouTuber known as Vigilante Cosplay. I'm not sure if he still goes by that name now, actually. I think he still does. But I saw him do an Amazing Spider-Man 1 cosplay, and I loved it. I watched every single video and part that he had to that, and by the end product, I was so blown away by how close to movie accurate that suit was. And by me watching everything he did and the descriptions and details he was showing and doing, I knew it was something I could do. I saw all these cosplayers just making their suits go into their cons, and I wanted that, especially because it was with characters that I loved. And I was tired of Halloween Spirit, Walmart, Target, those cheap costumes where, yeah, you look like the character, everyone knows who you are, but I want that movie magic, and he showed me how to do it. Now, as for my favorite cosplay, it's tough because I have been able to put so much effort into some of my Spider-Man cosplays that I absolutely love. Like my Homecoming one, that one had so much focused detail, and I think I spent almost the longest amount of time on that suit. Now, Far From Home, it was one of my more accurate looking ones, and the mechanical lenses, which sadly don't really work anymore, that really made my cosplays come to life more, along with how I portrayed myself in them. And then with some of my Ben 10 ones, I have been able to get the attention of like Man of Action, who have told me like, oh, fantastic cosplay, this one looks amazing. But for me personally, I have been the most happy with my Ultimate Spider-Man cosplay. From the last time I showed you guys where I puffy painted everything, the spiders, the webbing, the only complaint I have about that one is with me getting older and growing, I'm growing out of that face shell. It hurts against my nose, and it's very tough to talk in because I can't do that. So I'm trying to find a way to fix that, but for right now, it still works. And I still absolutely love it. I'm in awe every time I see the light on those webs. The shininess of the red and blue. I remember when I first was cosplaying Spider-Man, I was upset I didn't have a traditional red and blue suit. Alright, what gear do I use for my filmmaking? Well, I have quite a bit of gear, but I always end up returning to some of my more favorites, and those are the ones I'm going to go over. Like, for example, what I'm filming with now, a Panasonic 4K camera. This is pretty amazing. I ended up going on Amazon to get a bigger battery for it, just so that way it lasts longer. And it's got wind protection, even though I still have to fight the wind. It helps a little bit. I also have this Home Gear green screen. It's roll up. This is just its casing, so that way it's for traveling. I've also got this basic tripod that is just on brand, something easy, reliable from Walmart. I may not be using it right now, but normally if I'm using my camera as a handheld, I use this little doohickey. It's a lot comfier than trying to keep my fingers through the strapping, and I can put a lot more attachments on this. So also I can still attach this to the tripod from underneath. For filming inside in front of the green screen, instead of using a regular tripod, I use this Vivitar ring light. I got a little attachment so that way I didn't have to use the phone attachment, but instead be able to screw my camera into it. Just plugs into the wall, and I just adjust the color, try to get a white light. So I'm not going to take it fully out of the bag, but this is pretty much it. I feel like a lot of people know what a ring light looks like, but yeah, it's pretty useful as long as I'm pretty close to a outlet. What's my favorite Ben 10 series? I gotta say, it might just have to be classic. Between the details of the sound effects, the music, and the way the characters are designed and look, and the amount of attention that it got, it was amazing. Whereas each series on, I felt like got lazier, but still more creative and detailed in their own way. Classic paved the way, and some series tried to do their own thing. Some tried to return back to what Classic did, but Classic is what made me fall in love with Ben 10, and I always return back to watch it. Now, my favorite Spider-Man era, my favorite version of Spider-Man, why I can't say that word, I don't know. It's lost in the multiverse. But as of right now, my favorite Spider-Man, of course I'm a huge fan of Spectacular, but let's narrow it down to just the 3 live action versions everyone talks about. So, I grew up with Tobey, absolutely amazing to me, but I don't really care much for his stories anymore. They've been told, they're gone. Now, as for Tom and Andrew, I feel like they're still alive. So, I have really started to fall back in love with Andrew, and the Amazing Spider-Man series is absolutely amazing still, and the fact that No Way Home was able to tell us that there's still more to this character. He's still going on his own adventures. He's struggling inside. There's still a chance that Sony might bring him back for TASM 3. We don't know yet, but there's just some livelihood to his portrayal of the character that I'm like, that resonates with me. It's definitely just more to Andrew on a deeper level, but with Tom, after No Way Home, his story's definitely not done either. He is a version I'm looking the most forward to see where it goes. And it's got me excited, especially because he's got one of my favorite suits, TASM 2 being my other favorite live action suit, but the ending suit for No Way Home, yeah, that's a suit that I would like to have. Both of those suits, really, but still. With me being a father, too.
Beautiful.
You're beautiful. Best believe that Into the Spider-Verse, or Across the Spider-Verse, Peter B. Parker, that's my Spider-Man right now. Him and May, oh yeah, high five. Psh. Hi. Oh.
Good job.
You're a good job. Alright, so this one, how do you film the overhead for Omnitrix selection? It depends on the Omnitrix. So, all of you, comment down below what Omnitrix you would want to see, because I'm willing to turn that into another video where I just show you all my process of how to do it. Because classic Omnitrix, that's one process. Then Alien Force Omnitrix, that's another. Along with Ultimate Alien, or Ultimatrix one. And then there's Omniverse. And any other one that you could really think of. So it just varies on specifically which Omnitrix. So, but that could be a fun video. And it'd be like a behind the scenes thing where I would then show you all my computer setup. Now since this video has been pretty calm, I thought I'd give you guys a little bit more news, something that I want to finally express and share. I love being a father, and I haven't been comfortable letting my my little one into the YouTube life. I think it's more something I need to think about, especially because she is pretty young. But the thing is, I love being a father so much that we decided to have a second one. And we didn't do any announcements like last time where you guys saw a couple years ago the gender reveal with the smoke cannons, or me posting on Instagram. You need more corn dog?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll make you one in a second, okay?
One.
So yeah, I'm a 2-time daddy now. So, hope you all have a great day. Rate, comment, and subscribe. It's something I haven't said in a long time.